Most brands are blowing up their first impression. Someone just gave you their email, they're curious, maybe even ready to buy, and then you send them a plain welcome email that does nothing to move them forward. That's a huge waste of golden opportunity. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a high converting welcome flow inside Klaviyo that turns new subscribers into first-time buyers. I've helped over 100 e-commerce stores turn basic email flows into revenue machines, including welcome flows that convert up to 25% of new subscribers. We're keeping this simple and practical. Here's exactly what you can cover. We recently built a new welcome flow for one of our clients, and now that flow is generating 100,000 plus every single month. Now you know the basics on how to build a high converting welcome flow on Klaviyo. If you want to avoid the same stupid mistakes, check out this link below and book a free strategy call with me. And once you do that, click on this video on how to create a high converting abandoned cart flow on Klaviyo. All right, let's dive right into this. I'm gonna break down exactly how to build a welcome series that actually converts, not just sitting there looking pretty in your Klaviyo account. So let's get into it. So here's the thing with most welcome flows. They're like a polite handshake when they should be strategic sales sequences. And the biggest mistake I see is the brand send one generic thank you for subscribing and just call it done. But think about it. Someone just raised their hand and said, I'm interested in what you're selling. And that's the hottest lead you'll ever get. And you're wasting it with boring generic content. So the three main reasons why welcome flow fails are: first, there's no clear value proposition. Second, they don't address why someone subscribed in the first place. And third, there's no strategic progression towards a purchase. So what to include in those first three emails? So your welcome flow should exactly be 7 emails, but let's focus on the first 3 critical first emails that make or break it pretty much everything. So email 1 is your welcome plus incentive delivery. So this email goes out immediately. You're delivering on whatever's promised to get them to subscribe. Usually that's a discount code. But here's the key. Don't just dump the code and run. Welcome them to the brand, present the incentive clearly, and then include a strong call to action to shop now. Pro tip, if they don't open the first email, resend it with a different subject line. This email typically has your highest conversion rate, so make sure to maximize it. Email 2 comes about 1 to 2 days later. This is your discount reminder, plus brand story, and also you can talk about some unique selling proposition. So remind them about the discount, but now you're building brand connection, right? Share your unique selling proposition, what makes you different, and why they should choose you over your competitors. And again, we want to keep it conversational like a friend, not super corporate. Email 3 arrives 2 to 3 days later after the social proof plus testimonial. So this is where you let your customers do the selling, right? Include those testimonials, user-generated content, before and after photos if they're relevant, and also include any social proof you have that is incredibly powerful. And then we want to add some social proof, which is incredibly powerful for new subscribers who don't know or trust you just yet. So let's set up the flow in Klaviyo. So let me show you exactly what you'll be building in Klaviyo. So first, you want to get into your Klaviyo account, go to flows, and let's create a flow from the welcome series. So again, we don't want to overcomplicate you, so we can honestly just use one of these templates here. They work well, so there's no point in really trying to make it harder for yourself. Let's use the welcome series standard, just so we don't confuse ourselves when doing our first welcome series. Make sure it goes to your main newsletter. So click use template here, and then we'll have a welcome series. Set your trigger to subscribe to your main list and add a filter for place order 0 times over all time. So this is exactly what I'll be doing here. So add a profile filter when someone has done or placed order 0 times over all time. That way, this ensures that we're only targeting people who haven't purchased yet. So just add that there. And here's something else that we can add. And then for email 1, we want to set the delay to immediate. So make sure there's no delay between them triggering the newsletter to welcome series email 1. And then for email 2, I usually like to set it a day after email 1. And then you can leave this if you want, 12 p.m. recipient's local time, but obviously when they're triggering these flows, they're already triggering it at the time that they're active. So let's say we're sending an email 24 hours after the delay, they automatically get that email 24 hours later anyways. So it's really up to you if you want to have these delays until a specific time of day. I usually would recommend it, but if you want to just keep it simple, you can always uncheck this. And then for email 3, it's always 2 to 4 days. I like to be a little aggressive with my welcome flow, so I like to do 2 days for the third email. So this is what you would have for your welcome flow. Obviously, we need to add the subject lines, add the email designs into these flows, but this is kind of like the gist on how to set up a welcome series. The best timing for sending each email. So again, timing is really critical. Email 1 goes out immediately because they're pretty much expecting it. They just subscribe and they just want the discount or freebie now. This gives them time to potentially make a purchase from email 1, but if they haven't, you're staying top of mind by sending another email. Email 3 waits 2 or more days. By now, you have their attention for the last 3 to 4 days total. And if they haven't bought yet, social proof is your best bet to push them over the edge. Proven subject lines that actually get open. For email 1, you can keep it simple. Welcome to the brand, or here's your 10% off code. These usually work really, really well. And you honestly don't want to get too fancy here because they're pretty much just expecting the email. For email 2, you can try something like the story behind your brand or why 10,000 customers chooses us. So here, you're building curiosity about your brand. For email 3, you want to use social proof in the subject line. So see what customers are saying, see what 10,000 customers are saying, real results from 10,000 real customers, something like that. How to use social proof without overdoing it. Here's where most brand goes wrong, right? They dump 20 testimonials in one email and it feels really overwhelming. Instead, pick 2 to 3 strong testimonials that address different concerns. Include the customer's name and photo if possible. If you're a product-based business, show the product in use. If you have a service behind your product, focus on specific results or transformation. The key is authenticity. 1 general testimonial beat 10 generic great product reviews. How to offer discounts without training bad habits for your customers. So this is a huge one. You don't want to train customers to only buy when you're offering discounts. So here's what you have to do. First, make your discounts time limited. I recommend 7 to 10 days max. And second, you want to position it as a new customer welcome gift, not just a random discount. Second, position your discounts as events, not just random discounts. Third, after they use it once, don't immediately offer another discount in your regular campaigns. The goal is to get them to experience your product quality, not to become a discount-dependent customer. Here's an example from one of our clients. They were sending their welcome discount in beautifully designed emails. Looked great, but conversions were mediocre. So we tested a plain text version that looked like a personal note from the founder. Same discount, same timing, but it felt more personal and authentic because it was just a plain email. The plain text version doubled their conversion rate from 8% to 16%. Sometimes simpler really is better. The key was to make sure it feels like one-on-one conversation, not a mass marketing email. I always say this, people want to connect with people, not brands. So just wrapping this up, remember, your welcome flow isn't just about making a good first impression. It's about strategically moving new subscribers toward their first purchase. Every email should have a clear purpose, moves them closer and closer to that buying stage. The brands that get their welcome flows right will see higher conversions.